He might not be flying around on clouds and beating the hell out of Frieza, but Son Goku is still a badass in my review of Naruto Shippuden, episode 326. And spoiler alert, when I mean Son Goku, I mean the giant friggin' monkey with 4 tails. That must sound very weird to the uninitiated. But to those who are in the know, this episode was actually pretty friggin' awesome this week. A lot of really cool action from a lot of the different characters. And I didn't expect this one to be as good, but honestly, ever since the canon material finally came back into the picture, the animation has definitely been on the uprise, the art has been a little bit more consistent, and this week was great. It was a big-ass monster mash. Before we get to all the big monsters fighting each other and shit, there's actually a really interesting scene at the beginning of the episode, which is actually Sasuke escaping from Tobi's secret hideout. He actually takes out one of the Zetsu clones with his badass brand new Susanoo. So we actually get to see Sasuke heading out into the world, and there's even a small cameo from Suigetsu and Jugo. The ruthlessness of Tobi knows absolutely no bounds. I loved getting to see him actually take control of all of the different beasts this week. He uses these weird sort of chakra chains, which are very similar to another one that we've seen in the series. He seems to be testing Kakashi, Guy, and Naruto here, though. Essentially, he's throwing a different number of tailed beasts at them at a time, and it gets to a point where he's like, alright, let's see how you guys can deal with 2 of them. That's when you had the 6 tails emerge into its giant slug form, spewing its poison corrosive gas all over the battlefield, and then Roshi the 4 tails turned into the giant friggin' gorilla monkey Saiyan. It's so awesome, and he takes down the 8 tails immediately as he's transforming. I loved how quickly that transformation actually took place. It wasn't just Naruto and a lot of monsters showing off this week either. I love that one scene with Kakashi and Guy teaming up. You had Kakashi using his giant lightning cable to take down the 5 tails. It's always really awesome to see Guy open up his gates and go all out. But Naruto's having some trouble this week. With the 4 tails on the battlefield, it's literally getting ready to chomp down on Naruto and swallow him like a frickin' titan. And there's a lot of build up to this scene. Kakashi and Guy are trying to help him, and Naruto can't really figure out what to do. And eventually it gets to a point where he actually does get swallowed by the 4 tails. And what's interesting about this is he doesn't go into its stomach. He actually goes into the sort of this like weird chamber that's kind of similar to the one that the Kyuubi is in, and he's able to actually communicate with the 4 tails. So in typical tailed beast fashion, the 4 tails immediately is coming off as very aggressive and not really liking Naruto at all. And that's when we actually learn that he has a name. In fact, all of the tailed beasts have names. And this is very important because it's going to drive the characterization home for these guys. And it's going to turn them from being just plain old monsters into full-fledged characters. And of course, the 4 tails name is Son Goku. And if you can't see the Journey to the West or Dragon Ball references all over it, just do some Google research. So a lot of really important things happen right here. First and foremost, not only does Naruto learn the name of the 4 tails Son Goku, but he also learns the name of the Kyuubi inside of him, which is Kurama. So all this time it's been leading up to this. We finally know the name of this guy inside of Naruto. It's Kurama. So I will now begin to refer to him as such. So Kurama's not really, happy about all of this. He's still being extremely resistant. He doesn't want to, trust anybody. And I love the scene they go through where he basically describes the fact that no matter what people say to him, no matter how they word it, whether they be mean, whether they be nice, whether they treat him like crap, it doesn't matter. It's all about caging him up and caging up his power. That's all that matters to people. However, it keeps going back to that scene where Naruto is talking to the Kyuubi, where he's right in front of him, he's right in front of his eye, and he tells him that he's going to go after the Kyuubi's hatred someday. There's even a scene where you get to see Kurama talking to Madara, and he's essentially saying, you know what, you're not even all that special, Kyuubi. You're essentially just a small part of a bigger picture. And this is, I'm guessing, just sort of the beginnings of Kurama's hatred for humanity. But then we finally cut back to the 4 tails, who's actually starting to accept Naruto a little bit. And Naruto's like, I want to have a relationship just like the 8 tails and B. I want to be able to be friends with my Bijou. And the 4 tails is taken back a little bit, and then he finally decides to start trusting Naruto. And he says he does have a plan. The first thing he's got to do is untie him first. Our episode comes to a close, and I'm sure a lot of questions are popping up in people's heads. But what I can personally say is I really enjoyed this episode a lot. Like I said, the artwork and the animation is consistently getting a little bit better at a time now that we're finally in the canon material. And I'm finally glad after all of this time we're finally getting to learn a little bit more about the tailed beasts and who they are and why they're so important to the actual universe. And it's great because a lot of the times in the first half of the series, these characters didn't really have any personality whatsoever. A little bit of it was shown, I remember, in the battle with Shukaku when he came out and was fighting with Gaara and everything. And we've seen the Kyuubi talk before. But really, it's been a long time coming to finally learn a little bit about these guys. And I love the Four Tails. I think he's an awesome character. He's a big Saiyan. It was awesome to finally see Utakata transform into the giant six-tailed form and spew its poison corrosive acid all over the place. That was just fun. There were a lot of little moments where the taijutsu moments were pretty cool, even with Naruto when he was fighting against them. Shukaku, Son Goku, and Kurama. Those are the names we know so far, and I'm sure we're going to learn a lot more in the coming weeks. And it seems like the next episode is going to be dealing with Kurama and some of his big moments with Naruto. They're probably trying to, bring a little more characterization to this guy. And you know what? I think they need to, because it's really important for what's going to be happening in the story. So, for this week's episode, though, I really don't have too many complaints with this one. Some of the moments were a little slow, and some of the artwork could have been slightly better, so I'm just going to bump the score down to a 9. Otherwise, this is a damn near perfect episode for Naruto fans. I thought it was really, really exciting. It had a lot of cool action moments, monster battles, Kakashi and Guy, and of course we're finally getting to learn a little bit more about the tailed beasts. So 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed it. But what about you guys? How did you feel about this week's episode of Naruto? Did you like the action? Did you like getting to learn a little bit more about the tailed beast? Do you have a favorite tailed beast? You can let me know with your comments below. And remember guys, before you leave, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the best ways to support our videos. That and checking out some of the other videos up top. So make sure and thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you next time, guys. Super Comic Guru 9000, out.